Here's an economic comparison of the United States and China in detail. The United States has a GDP nominal of $17.7 trillion, making it one of the largest economies in the world. When adjusted for purchasing power parity, the GDP rises to $22.6 trillion, reflecting the high cost of living and economic activity. The GDP growth rate is currently at 2.2%, indicating steady economic expansion over recent years. The GDP per capita nominal stands at $53,000, showcasing the average income level of American citizens. Meanwhile, the GDP per capita based on purchasing power parity is $69,862, highlighting the relative purchasing power of individuals. The main industries driving the economy include technology, healthcare, and finance, along with retail and manufacturing, which contribute significantly to the economic landscape. The United States' main trade partners are Canada, Mexico, China, Japan, and Germany, reflecting its extensive global trade network and economic cooperation. China GDP nominal is $17.7 trillion, making it the second largest economy in the world. GDP based on purchasing power parity is $26.7 trillion, which reflects the country's significant purchasing power and economic influence. The GDP growth rate is 3.2%, indicating a steady, albeit slower growth compared to previous years. The GDP per capita nominal is $10,260, highlighting the average economic output per person. While the GDP per capita based on purchasing power parity is $18,655, showing a higher standard of living when adjusted for cost of living differences. The main industries are manufacturing, technology, and construction, which are the backbone of China's rapid industrialization and urbanization. Additionally, retail and finance sectors are growing rapidly, contributing significantly to the economy. The main trade partners are the United States, which is a crucial market for Chinese exports, Japan, and South Korea, both of which have strong economic ties and technological exchanges with China, as well as Germany and Australia, which are important for trade in machinery, automobiles, and raw materials. Key observations. China has surpassed the US in terms of GDP based on purchasing power parity, which means that when you compare what people can buy with their money in each country, China comes out ahead. Furthermore, it is projected that China will overtake the US in terms of nominal GDP in the near future, which is a significant milestone in global economics. The US has a more diversified economy with a strong services sector, including finance, healthcare, and technology. This diversification provides stability and resilience. In contrast, China's economy is driven mainly by manufacturing and construction, sectors that have seen rapid growth and development over the past few decades. The US has a higher GDP per capita, which indicates a higher standard of living. This means that, on average, individuals in the US have more wealth and access to goods and services compared to those in China. China, on the other hand, has a higher GDP growth rate, showing faster economic expansion. This rapid growth has lifted millions out of poverty and transformed the country into a global economic powerhouse. The US has a more developed innovation sector, with higher venture capital investment and a robust startup culture. This environment fosters creativity and technological advancements, making the US a leader in innovation. Lastly, China has a larger population and a larger labor force, with a demographic dividend that is expected to drive economic growth in the coming years. This large workforce provides a significant advantage in terms of production capacity and market potential. In conclusion, while the US and China have different economic strengths and weaknesses, China's rapid growth and large population are expected to continue to drive its economic rise in the coming years.